kind. Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 1 to the 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, we're black. This is Professor Griff, and of course, y'all are on the masses right here on Black Power Media Reloaded. Shout out to Kalaji. Shout out to the stat. And right as I'm doing my show, I'm getting a phone call from my sister on my other phone, and I'm going to have to tell her I have to call her back. Hold on for a second. Hoping it ain't an emergency. I'll call you right back. Anyway, it's Professor Griffin, of course. This is Arm the Masses. A couple of people have sent me a couple of text messages trying to figure out what is this Arm the Masses thing. Are you arming the masses to do what? Ignorant Negroes. Shut up. If you haven't got it by now, you will never, ever get it. So let me repeat it for that individual. We're arming the people with information. Can we do that? Can we inform people? Can we let people know what's going on a domestic tip, on the global front, internationally, with who we are as a people and what we do? So let me start over. Peace, family. This is Professor Griff. And of course, welcome to Arm the Masses right here on Black Power Media Reloaded. Brought to you by Serious Minds RNTV. And simply the RNTV simply means radio and television. For those of y'all that do not know, today's subject, we're going to be talking about the hate that hate produced. The hate that hate produce. The hate that hate produce. All right. In the meantime, between time, we're going to do a check-in to see who's in the building, where you calling in from, where you checking in from. All right. Gary's Garage. What's up, man? How you feel? Good, bro? All right. Larry, how you feel? Peace. Brian, what's good with you? All right. Gerald, as always, shout out to Gerald. What's happening? Rich, what's good? Somebody called me Richie this morning, bro. I was like, what? Man, don't have me ease my fingers through this phone. Richie? No, we're not doing the Richie thing. Miss Moore, how you feel? All right. Gary, all the way from Philly. All right. Queen Brown. She said, I'm a Philly baby. Been rocking with you since 88. Damn. Since 88. I was 28 years old then. Yeah. All right. All right. We have some people on Instagram starting the conversation already. We didn't even get the conversation started. We're talking about the hate that hate produce. I'm going to play a couple of commercials, and I'll be right back at you, and we'll continue this conversation. All right, let's talk. Let's see if we can play the commercial. If the commercial will play while y'all stuff your face with y'all's lunch. I don't know if y'all, just kind of, sometimes that happens like that. Sometimes you got to eat during the broadcast. I don't know. All right. Greetings, family. This is Professor Griff, and this is the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. The Serious Minds Brain Tonic was created to sharpen the mind by protecting the cells and increasing the neurotransmitters associated with learning and memory. You can order the Serious Minds Brain Tonic right here on www.debbiestrywellness.com and or text me 678-557-2919. Peace. All right. Let me say thank you to everyone. Really appreciate everyone's support. But I'm going to be calling on you for your support simply because I re-released 2 albums that I've done 2010, 2011, 2012 on my 7th octave. Matter of fact, it was before that. Wow. It's been a minute. Hold on for a second. I just spoke with Nubian Bookstore on Morrow, South Lake. looking for a client for a class book for Kumar. I have to order it. Then I asked for Professor Griff's book, and he said, of course, he has them. Yes, give them a shout out. I will give Nubian Bookstore in Morrow, Georgia, South Lake, a shout out. I'm doing that right now, Brother Marcus. Me and Brother Marcus are tight. My sister don't realize that. We kind of came up together. So shout out to Nubian Bookstore. All right. All right. My brother Marcus. All right. Thank you very much. I guess that's why my sister was calling me. Anyway, in the meantime, between time, let me say thank you in this way. Greetings, family. This is Professor Griff. I want to take this moment to thank everyone for supporting me in my efforts to raise the vibratory pitch of your thinking into your higher self. Thank you very much in my efforts right here on Serious Minds RNTV and Arm the Masses. All power to all the people. Thank you very much. If you would like to continue supporting, and if you are a new listener, please support by giving your donations right here on my Cash App, $ Professor Griff, and or go to www.professorgriff.me. Thank you very much. Peace. All power, all the people. All power to all of the people. All right, we're putting the power back in the people's hands. All right, so when I was growing up, I had the chance to experience Mike Wallace when TV was black and white. Remember back in the day, TV was black and white. It was only in black and white. Maybe that was just my poor family. We couldn't afford a color TV, but it was black and white, and it went off at a certain time at night. You remember them days? Who remember them days? All right. Yo, Gil, you checking in from London? Peace. What's good with you, man? Shakori from Houston. All right. So back in the day, the TV actually went off, and then there was actually a commercial that actually came on at 10 o'clock every night. It says, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Yeah, that was like a real like PSA for real. I remember that. Anyway, so I was saying all that to say this. Mike Wallace had a show, and the show was entitled The Hate That Hate Produced. And they were highlighting the surge of radicalism and revolutionary mindset in the black community, especially among the Black Panther Party and especially among the Nation of Islam, those radical black groups that were existing back then. So in sitting and combing through the internet on everything that's going on, I said to myself, what is happening with black people now? Before I got to this title and chose this particular title, I was about to ask black people, what y'all gonna do? Black people, what y'all gonna do? If y'all remember this poem, put it in the chat. Black people, what y'all gonna do? With the real black people, please stand up. I started to entitle this talk today that, because I want to know what y'all gonna do, simply because I'm seeing some things online that's unsettling. And when I say unsettling, I truly mean unsettling. You Negroes are unraveling at the simple thought of the Creator calling your enemy back home. You're losing it. I saw a black woman crying profusely, just like uncontrollable crying. I saw a black woman walking out of the church to go sit in her car because she couldn't take what was being said from the pulpit about what was going on. I've seen people yelling and screaming at the top of their lungs. Vast majority of the things that I've seen for the last couple of days was black people pushing back like, no, I'm not. Yeah, no. This whole idea of the teaching that comes out of the slave Bible. I'm pausing on purpose. Slave Bible. Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Malcolm said what? No, as long as they've been doing it, they are good at what they do. They know exactly what they're doing. And then I had to kind of put on my conspiratorial hat and look at it from a different angle. Yeah, I had to go into the deeper science of it on the velocity, the caliber, trajectory. I had to go into the angle blood splatter. I had to get my forensics on. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you straight up, and I'm looking you right in the face, take my glasses off and look in the camera. Shit ain't adding up. Nope, 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 nope. You've been took. You've been had. You've been bamboozled, hoodwinked, run amok. For real. Keep it up. Yup, seriously. I'm serious, man. It's like, no. If this is not JFK all over again, if this is not Dr. Martin Luther King all over again, if this is not, oh, man. Robert F. Kennedy was JFK brother? Yeah. Who got assassinated? Yeah. If this is not all these things wrapped up into one, I would suggest everyone hit the pause button, pull your chair back, get a wider view, take your time, stop running your mouth on the internet, and think for a second. All right? Who are the players involved? Let's begin to play chess instead of checkers. Thank you. Thank you. All right? And what led me to that was this. You pull off something I'm gonna be honest with you. I've taken kind of long distance shots at targets that can't scream, yell, or fight back. And you're still nervous. You gotta calm that down. You gotta have a certain pattern in your breathing. You understand what I'm saying? So to do that and then run across a building where everyone can see you, cameras and eyes on you, that whole thing just did not make sense to me. It just, yeah. Okay, so let me just. All right, I don't want to discuss that situation, but I had to put my conspiratorial hat on and no weapon. You're running with no weapon, and then you find a weapon. They find a weapon in a box, wrapped in a towel. Yeah. I don't know. Did that guy want to get bit? So what was that song back in the day? Just don't bite it. Just don't. I don't know who made that song, but yeah. So, he wanted to get bit. You understand what I'm saying? It was like, bruh. And then to find the weapon now in a box wrapped in a towel, none of that made sense to me. So then when I did a deeper dive, I said, oh, I see. Then I went back and found Mike Wallace, the hate that hate produced, and it all made sense. Oh, that was NWA? Somebody said that was NWA. Okay. Anyway. So I pulled up an excerpt out from what Mike Wallace was talking about. I don't want to play the thing because I don't want to get the channel. I don't want to get a strike on the channel. But he ends one segment of the program and he talked about tomorrow night we will continue our report on the rise of the rise of black racism among a segment of American Negro population as we examine the role that Christianity has played in this disturbing drama. And I kind of read that and I said, even at that time, they were confusing the issues, playing on the empathy and the sympathy of black people that have given themselves to the Lord. And so today what I see, right, when we start to talk about this idea of forgiveness, I'm tying it right back into the original statement, Lord, forgive them for they know not what they do. Malcolm spoke to that. And I just said to myself, each individual is going to have to look at this thing. And matter of fact, 80% of the people that I kind of encountered I kind of encountered, didn't even know who this dude was. And most of what he was spewing and talking about was not even politics. Okay, let's stop. Press the pause button. And y'all do me an intellectual favor. Can you do that? Define politics. That's Cat Williams said. Don't worry about it. I'll wait. Politics. Don't give me some corny Webster's Wikipedia definition. Define politics. And then go answer some of these people talk about, oh man, this happened just because of just his brand of politics and yada, 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 and whoop-de-whoop and his opinion. And you ever heard of the magic trick called sleight of hand? You think you're seeing one thing on the right hand, but the left hand is doing something totally different. And then when they get you to focus in on the left hand, they don't drop the right hand or slip something in your pocket while their toes are tickling your damn esophagus. Yeah, sleight of hand. Yeah. What does politics mean? I didn't forget about y'all. For some of y'all that are putting these comments in the comment section, talk to me. What is politics? What is politics? Okay, Kwaku. How you doing, good bro? Politics, people management, shadow management. All right. Okay, Steve, done. Politics is the system of control. Thank you. Politics is the science of governing people. Right? What do you have to do to become a politician? You have to be a good liar. Because this is what they do. They cater to their base. And once we start breaking these things down and you figure out who are these individuals' base, right? And then you can start to unravel the many, many comments the disparaging comments, the disrespectful ones that individuals make about Black people. And then when we pull back and say, hey, the law of karma, how do we say it in the hood? Somebody, can y'all give it to me real quick? Somebody said pretty liars are all politicians are pretty liars. No, the way we say it in the hood is you don't start no shit, it won't be no shit. That's our law of karma. That's the way we understand it. You understand what I'm saying? And then after the ass whipping, you can say, well, you shouldn't have been talking shit. That's normally what happens. All right? You pay to play. You understand what I'm saying? But the hundreds of thousands of people, and I'm going to make a very critical point in a few seconds, hundreds of thousands of people that adhered to what this individual is saying is mind-numbing. But I can understand that, and here's the point. DJ Terminator X, can you back me up on this? $92 million a year that organization was getting. 92 million. When I read that figure, I had to sit back and start to think, wow. Who's giving this organization $92 million to do what? To do what? What were they receiving $92 million for? Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, family and guests, this is called a psychological operation. PSYOPs. All right? The chaos, the controlled chaos, the Hegelian dialectic principle. The same person causing the chaos, and then when you scream out, and you try to get a solution from the same people that caused the chaos in the beginning. So you have the thesis, then you have the antithesis, and then the synthesis is controlled by the individuals that you're looking to quail and calm down everything. And while you are crying, yelling out, screaming out your righteous rage, so to speak, while you're doing all of this, doing backflips in the Black church, Guess what the people that was responsible for are doing it? Sucking you dry for all the energy that you would put towards correcting these things. But nope, they're sucking you dry for your energy. It's order out of chaos. If you flip your dollar bill over, I don't think I have one with me, but it's order out of chaos. Out of one comes many. This is how they operate. Order ab chaos. It's right on your dollar bill. They speaking it to you, but since you're not symbol literate, you wouldn't know that. This is how these people work, dumping $92 million each year into an organization, and they're manufacturing these people to put in front of white people to sway their mindset over. Yeah. This is how it works, family. And it started way back when. Way before Mike Wallace, way before this thing I'm reading you, talking about black racism. Can we pause for a second? Someone please put in the chat, either on IG, YouTube, Facebook, and tell me what is black racism. There's no such thing. Someone said, oh, here we go with that shit again. Black people can't be racist. No, we can't. We don't run or control shit. The only thing we run in America is our mouths. We can't stop anyone from doing anything in America. Except maybe at a crap game or some shit, but we don't even control that. They make the goddamn dice. I'm waiting. How can we be racist? What do we control? So for you people, damn, that sounded like them, you people. So if you are one of those individuals that's out there losing it because your oppressor ended up with Lucifer or Satan, y'all need to stop. Mr. Sir Jinx, what's popping, bro? What's happening, man? Y'all know Sir Jinx. Don't act like y'all don't know who Sir Jinx is. He produced all that dynamic music for NWA. Come on. And Ice Cube. Not all of it, some of it. Shout out to my man, Sir Jinx. What's good with you? If you're not looking at this thing through the lens of a psychological operation, then there's an issue. Oh, damn, someone sent me a message. They said, Griff, don't halfway talk about it. I'm being very... Do I have my politically correct hat on? Should I turn my head around or... I don't know. Should I? All right. Everyone watch the cop shows, right? I'm sure you do, right? Okay. You know when they got the forensic thing happening and they come in and they bring all the people in to kind of tape off the crime scene and take their kits out and start doing measuring stuff and yada, 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 whoop, 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 yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? But anyway, when they start doing that, right? Okay. You know somebody about to get caught. Did they do that? Can I just ask a couple of questions real quick without diving into that? Did y'all see the footage? Of the dude running away, right? No gun. They said he had it hidden in his pants. We're talking about a 30-yard six. Do I need to go in the other room and crack my safe open and show you what a 30-yard six is? A 30-yard six. Hold on. All right, I got my thing to hold my cell phone, okay? This is an SBA, short SBR, pardon me. Short barrel rifle. This could probably fit in my pants. It may look like a gigantic penis, but it's not. But listen, so when you open it up like this, you're talking fitting a 30-yard six in your pants and running and jumping off of a building. Impossible. So what they said he did was, now mind you, if you know what a 30-yard six is, then you know where I'm going with this. In order for him to do that, you'd have to take the 30-yard six apart in pieces, put it in his backpack, unscrew the scope, take that off, all right? Jump off the building, throw your backpack down, jump off, run in the woods, put it back together. I guess he brought the tools with him, a screwdriver or whatever. Put it back in the box and wrap it with a towel. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that. No. We may be a lot of things, but stupid is not one of them. No, you're not doing that. Okay, crime scene. A bullet traveling 2 football fields. One shot. Stop. That's professional. Did y'all hear about the plane that's been sitting for a year? They got the flight manifest. It flew. It took one flight in a whole year that was waiting at the airport near the school. All right. And then that day, they turned on all the equipment in the plane so it could be picked up by air traffic control. It flew out that one time, never to be seen again. All right, down to the crime scene. Did you see the gentleman standing on the chair to take the camera that was in back of Charlie Kirk? Said I wasn't going to mention his character's name. Anyway, they took the camera down. Evidence gone. You saw the hand signals of the security team around him, right? What's this? What's the snipers? Y'all know what I'm talking about. What's this? What's this? You can look it up in the Army manual for snipers. You can look it up right now as I'm talking. What are these hand signals that they're sending? All right, you got a signaler and a spotter for snipers. This is not hard to figure out. Somebody said, well, Griff, you in that field, you should know, and blah, blah, blah. No, you could know too. It ain't hard to figure out. People backing away, like, what's the Negro's name that mentioned that they backed away to give the shooter a clear shot of Dr. Martin Luther King? What was the Negro's name? Hold on. I'm going to find his name for y'all. Y'all know his name because I mentioned it before. But anyway, hand signals, camera down, people walking and corrupting the crime scene all around him. You didn't preserve that? No, not at all. And I swear, maybe it's me. Maybe I need to clean my glasses. But the dude on the stairwell with the dark glasses on looked nothing like dude. Then the whole story of the grandma dropping dime on him and the father. Trump went on TV talking about whoever did this is going to get the death penalty. And then the dad turns around and makes the phone call to turn his own son in. Something about that ain't right. Nah, nope. No. So y'all going to tell me, and I know y'all might disagree with me. Y'all going to tell me, I'm thinking, should I say that? But let me say it. Who did they say killed JFK? Can you give me an answer? Who? Who killed JFK? What is his name? Can y'all give me his name? I don't know. We should know that if we know some basic history. Who? Lee Harvey Oswald, right? Okay. Y'all really truly think Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK from the book suppository in the book suppository building? Absolutely not. Okay, so we got the theory of the grassy knoll, the shooter on the grassy knoll. No, family. Nope. If I could get closer to the screen and tell y'all, the driver shot JFK. It was the driver. This, yeah, Oliver Stone laid it out in his film, yeah. But if this is happening and y'all seeing footage right in front of your eyes, they're basically saying, don't believe what you see. But in this case, they're pulling some stuff off. And I'm telling y'all, it's a psychological operation and it is work. How do you know it's working, Professor Griff? When you click off of this broadcast today, go back and look at how people are getting unhinged or from every sector on something that was non-political. Half of black people that I talked to didn't even know who this character was. And you're falling apart. So don't tell me, what's the name? What's the slogan from Ram Truck? Built to, no, that's Ford. Built to last, built to something. Built tough, built, whatever the Ford truck, the truck people with the slogan, built to last. You not built to last in this. Y'all are letting some goddamn harmful words. You let the raspiness of my voice cause you to come against me, and I ain't did shit. Imagine really going to war. You letting words hurt you. You understand what I'm saying? Notice that Charlie Kirk was always on college. I said the Negro's name again. On college campuses, debating college students. Oh, here it is. Ford tough, built Ford tough. No, that's not it. It was built to last. Or built Ford trucks are built to something. Anyway, but my point is, oh, somebody put Chevy like a rock. Damn, you must know all the truck commercials, bro. You must own a damn truck. Anyway, you know how long we've been enduring these kind of things coming from not only politicians, but right and left wing. And let's get that madness straight. Most of y'all, when you start talking politics, don't even know what they mean when they start talking what is left wing and what is right wing. Like, what is that? What is left side of the aisle and right side of the aisle? Who is on the left and who's on the right? How do you know what these individuals look like? What do they mean by that? Could someone answer that for me? What is the aisle? We're not going to dive into no conspiracy theory, but just tell me, just in plain language, what is the left and what is the right? So in that, you can also explain to me what is liberal and what is conservative. And then if they're at war with one another, what the fuck does that got to do with you? What does it have to do with you? Y'all always heard me say right wing, left wing, two wings are the same goddamn bird because someone is controlling both parties. This is why they won't allow the people to have a third, independent third party. The Green Party tried to do that. The white woman, Jewish woman, Jill Stein. Shout out to Jill Stein. What's the brother's name? Cornel West. What's my other brother's name? It escapes me right now. Jill Stein's running mate. Can anyone tell me Jill Stein's running mate? It escapes me right now. Brother, his name is right on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, what's wrong with the third party? All right, both of these parties are controlled, and y'all already know, and I'm not going to take it there, but y'all already know who they're controlled by. You understand what I'm saying? So at $92 million, yeah, and the freedom to travel around the country spewing all of this, Matt, thank you, sir. Lorenzo, thank you very much. My brother, Butch Ware. Butch Ware. Shout out to Butch Ware. Shout out to Butch Ware. Anyway, I'm saying to you, the idea of a psychological operation, you could tell that it's working and it's having the effect that they thought they would get. And yeah, because they polarized the races of people. And I think in some cases, if left alone, we could probably get along in some cases. And I'm not just saying it just because I'm on here trying to sound politically correct. In the gun world that I operate in, we get along. Now, I don't know about the dance floor. We can't integrate that shit. That shit is like that shit is off limits, man. Because when black people start dancing and you motherfuckers ain't on beat, that's gonna be a problem. We can't do that. What else? In some areas we could probably get along. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah. Now, when I say get along, don't get me wrong. There's certain people that's operating in, for example, in Charlotte, North Carolina. There's a brother, well, a sister too, but there's a brother, white Muslim, Brother Jibril. You'll probably know Jibril. In the Islamic world, in those circles, Muslims tend to get along because we fall up under a strict law and a duty and responsibility to humanity. I'm not sure if that's happening in other places, in spaces. Shout out to Jibril. All right. When we open up and allow people to come in, all right, certain things kind of happen in those particular circles where black people and white people just can't get along in these political arenas. Although you may see those of us that step up in the political arenas, and we kind of look at that as we know how to handle ourselves. The Jasmine Crockett's know how to handle themselves. And some of us are the best Congress women, Congress people. Some of us are the best politicians, but in the end of the day, those parties are controlled by somebody a lot larger than them. And we have to understand that dynamic. I'm looking for a clip on my phone that I've saved. Ah, my friend. Right now, I found it. Hold on, my friend. Hold on. Let me play it for you. I can't show it to you, but let me play it. Hold on. What the heck? Come on, man. Hold on. Here we go.
Rather than
all
asking,
right, listen.
A lot about people lately. An innocent person. I gotta be honest. I've learned a lot about people lately. An innocent person is unalived in cold blood, and rather than asking, "Hey, does this person have a family?" Maybe people who loved this person. What can we do to change policy so this doesn't happen again? All I hear is excuses, blame for everyone else, even mockery of this person that was killed, that perhaps it was somehow their own fault. Of course, I'm speaking of Dante Wright, who was killed in cold blood.
That's right.
I'm speaking of Andre Hill, of Manuela Ellis,
That's right.
of Rayshard Brooks.
Yep.
I'm speaking of George Floyd,
yep.
of Breonna Taylor,
yep.
of Daniel Prude,
mm-hmm.
of Tatiana Jefferson, of Ora Rosser, of Stephon Clark, of Botham Jean, of Alton Sterling, Freddie Gray, and Philando Castile. Tanisha Fonville, Air Gardner, Akai Gurley, Gabriela Nevarez, Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Tanisha Anderson, Ayanna Jones, Sonia Massey, Laquan McDonald, and yes, Ahmaud Arbery. All innocent people who had done nothing wrong and just lived their lives and unalived in broad daylight, sometimes beaten to death, sometimes shot to death, sometimes suffocated to death, every single time mocked and ridiculed and blamed for their own execution.
Wow.
And the person you thought I was talking about mocked just about every single one of those individuals who lost their lives tragically. So look, if we're serious about turning down the political rhetoric, let's actually turn down the political rhetoric. Let's hold accountable those who commit these horrific acts of violence, whether they're wearing a badge or whether they're radicalized behind a screen. If you guys truly believe all lives matter, it's time to act like it.
Yep.
I gotta be honest, I've learned a lot about
early this morning, 5-something this morning, I'm listening to this and I'm like, you have a point. These individuals' deaths was all but mocked by the individual that you crying crocodile tears for. I've heard Mr. Bolson. I agree with him. And yes, it doesn't serve either side any good. We had no dog in that fight, though. We were the recipients of the hate. That's why I entitled this show today, The Hate That Hate Produced. So let me get this right in my head and maybe y'all can help me. All right. Maybe this is the miseducation of Professor Griff. So I'm supposed to mourn the death of someone that called for my death. Ears. Carolyn.
How are you doing, Professor Griff? How are you?
I'm on my show right now. Thank you. I'm gonna have to call you. I'm gonna have to call you right back.
Okay, I want you to give a heads up, a shout out to
yeah, I already did it.
You already did?
Yeah, I already did it. All right.
All right. Yeah, he gave you. He's loyal.
All right.
Okay. All right. Bye.
All right. All right. Hold on for a second. Let me. Now that was a double whammy. I got a matcha handed to me a few seconds ago. And my sister called me. Wow. Thank you. All right. Anyway, I was about to wrap this up by saying this. Hold on. Hold on, family. 1 second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Don't go nowhere. All right, here we go. All right, so what you see on the screen is from CNN. And these are the kind of things I think need to be implemented on the grade school level so that we can get a thorough look and view on how. I've asked someone this question recently, like, how do people view you? Like, what do they see? Like, because if we look through the lens that's prepared for us, then they might not be seeing the real, true individual or individuals or a group of people. But if you go and you listen to their interpretation of who we are in the Bible, and then you look at their version of us in history, yeah, that's not going to look too good. So this is what CNN put together. Talks about history. I'm just going to run through it real quick. History refocused. All right. We're talking about Tulsa on the left being bombed out. We're talking about Tuskegee syphilis experiment over here. What I saw was bad enough, and yet I cannot tell all that I saw. The events of the Tulsa disaster. All right. That's Tulsa, Oklahoma. But if you keep scrolling up, it talks about white mobs. It talks about this. And you're familiar with the history already. This is what Tulsa looked like. And now here is Tulsa bombed out. But it goes over all of those places. All right. Now we're talking, I heard somebody I considered my friend on his Instagram page just kind of talking about how black people shouldn't do this and how we shouldn't think that it was only words. No. Words have an energy, a frequency, and a vibration to them. All right. It was words that were spoken, right? That set these things in motion. What was the book? Was it the documentary film or the book called Louis Lomax? When the word was given, right? It was always the word. In the scripture, it was the word, right? So yeah, if you talk about it was only words, a lot of this stuff started off with just words, family. And it goes through a timeline of history on all of the places that they've buried black towns and black cities. They riot, they burned us alive, beat us to death, all of these things. This is on CNN, all right? It says the result were white people benefited in the aftermath of violence. Reports. Now listen, after they burned cities out and ran and murdered the people, they took their land, they took their homes, they took their businesses for free. And CNN laid it out in every single, in California, in Oregon. I'm just running it through it real quick. All right. And we still found some place in our hearts to love. We still produced the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., all right, that still wanted us to integrate and get along. Matter of fact, even when we were being beaten down in the street by police officers, we managed to say, can't we all just get along? Yeah, we did that. We did that. Bloody, battered, bruised, we still managed to say, why can't we all just get along? I'm starting to think them people don't want to get along. I'm going to tell y'all straight up, close your ranks, man. Close your ranks. Find your tribe. Because if you think it's not going to get worse, it is. It's not a question of if, but when. If you're not in the gym, if you're not in the gym, if today wasn't your leg day or your arm day or your ab day, then you got a problem. If you're not hitting the range, dang, I'm saying, son. if you're not actively, right? If you're not actively on the range, if you're not actively having that mindset, if you're not actively developing an urban tactical mindset, then Iron Will said leg day. Then you had leg day too, Will. All right. If you're not actively training, yeah, nah, you have to get in the right mindset to survive this thing. For real. So listen, you mean to tell me you think these people been doing this for 500 some odd years in America? They're good at what they do. Cheryl Chambers, thank you. Cheryl said, we are collateral damage. All right, for the few minutes I have left, I'm going to open up the phone lines. You can come on, voice your opinion. I'm just telling you straight up right now from the rip. If you come on here talking some shit out the side of your neck, no pun intended, we're not having it today. Nope. Nah. No. Nope. Nah. Yeah, it's a lot deeper than what we think. Some energy is happening. Anyway. I'm reading some of y'all's comments. I'm gonna put some of them up. Okay, I can see that on the political tip, Cheryl. I see that. The short-term goal is to offset the midterm elections. I got that. That's if you are playing that political game with them. All right? Yes. Okay. No. CK said, wasn't it a foreign leader who broke the news first? No. That's not true. No. Yeah. So, and while we're having this discussion, so some of the things I might see, can we talk about them? Is it cool? When you use the term broke, you broke into the music industry, or they broke a record, or they broke the news, or breaking news. What do they mean by that? Breaking it. Getting a little bit deep. That's just a little. I don't want to get too deep, but what do they mean by that? What's the opposite of breaking? Fixing, right? Should that give you a hint? The fix is in. So in order to break it, that means it sends a signal to them. Damn, they found out. Plan B, let's go. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to look at the language of racism and white supremacy because it's all encompassing. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing gave us the definition of racism, white supremacy, and the 9 areas. I'm giving y'all a test right now. The 9 areas of people activity are look it up, the 9 areas of people activity. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, the 9 areas of people activity from the book, The ISIS Papers. All right. The 9 areas of people activity by Dr. Welsing. Okay. Education, entertainment, economics, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war for the ultimate purpose of white genetic survival. Thank you. Economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. All right. Yes. These are the 9 areas of people activity that Black people should know off the cuff, off the rip. Because we have to survive in these areas. And I do want to add 10, which is health. We have to be able to thrive and operate and survive in these areas. Now, when it comes to politics, this is what we're seeing, the science of governing people. All right. Why is it that inside of the context of these 9 areas, why are we getting the assault on Black people as a whole from these kind of individuals? Dr. Frances Cress Welsing said, I believe in chapter 9, she talks about the penis envy. When we're talking about symbology. Someone sent me a message, care to join me for dinner tomorrow. Y'all don't even know what I'm about to say. Hold on for a second. While y'all think about that, let me answer this. Does a chicken have lips? Okay. All these prank phone call scam things, they hate to see me coming because I swear I be like going in. Like, anyway, the 9 areas of people activity. Why is Black people always being attacked? Why is always, anytime something happened with any person, other people, anywhere in America, it always leads back to Black. Right. So if everything leads back to Black and we're the ones that's controlling the dynamic on how this thing move, because we're highly melanated people, all right, we have the carbon footprint. Damn, I don't want to get deep, but yeah, everyone keeps their finger on the pulse of Black people in America. Right. So the idea of white genetic survival is very, very real. Very, very real. All right. Now, he could have went on his little tour and did what he was doing to the tune of $92 million a year and not talk about us. But we're always the topic of conversation. And we always will be. That should give you some kind of indication to get your ish together. All right. What is the main thing that they fear when it comes to Black people? Unity. Us coming together. Hold on. Remember, the corporations are controlling everything. They always whitewash everything. So they will say, oh, they'll say he's the best rapper, or he'll say he's the best this. And they always have to make these movies propping up the Captain America type white man. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So y'all know recently, last week, I did a whole show and I was talking about some young lady talking about Black people can't live without white people. Contrary to popular belief, I think we can. I know we can, but I don't think they can live without us. Nope. And then to answer the very brave white men that have stepped up and recognized the truth and that's actually speaking truth to power on this thing called the World Wide Web. Yeah, let me speak to let me just kind of veggie back off of some of the things that y'all have been saying. We've survived thus far. The burning, the killing, the raping, the trying to erase us, diseases you put among us. the jabs, the uppercuts, the hooks, all of that. Yeah, we've survived all of that. We like baby kids. We can't die. We're gonna multiply. You understand? We're gonna be here. Now, let me just say this. If it did go down, how many black men you know are married to white women? I know a few. How many black women are you know married to white men? So if that Civil War thing went down, it would definitely be ugly. It's something that I probably can't even fathom right now because, yeah, the polarization of the races and what we're even fighting for, yeah. Some of the confused Negroes, the Negropeans, I don't know how they're going to survive. How are they going to do it? You understand what I'm saying? Because back in the day when I was growing up, there was always the 1 or 2 white people that acted black. You understand what I'm saying? Tell me y'all didn't have one of them in your hood. Everybody had that one white dude or that one white chick that always act black. She dad's black, ate black. She damn near had a black body. You understand what I'm saying? The white dude tried to have the black swag. You understand what I'm saying? The way he dressed, and other white people didn't understand him. So if a Civil War kind of thing broke out and went down, that's gonna be ugly. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know who sang the song. Was it oh man, what's the dude name, man? From the West Coast, rapper, older dude, pimp dude. Sugar Free. If you ain't ready, you ain't got to get ready. If you ain't ready, you better get ready. I don't mean to be singing pimp songs on it, but I'm just saying to you, it just came to mind, but I'm saying, damn, Brian, you already on it. He said Sugar Free. Anyway, yeah, this is real. This is very real. So listen, family, get grounded, get centered. All right. Call on the energy from the ancestral realm that will lead you back to your creator. You understand what I'm saying? Get grounded and get centered. For real. You should not be losing any sleep behind this madness. Come together, find your tribe. Let's push forward. All right. I noticed I put the link up and no one came on today. Maybe because it was the last debacle that happened the other day. Somebody came on talking all kind of crooked. All right. Someone said never ready, but always prepared. Yep. Keep your head on a swivel. Get some training. You understand what I'm saying? And no one understand that you might be the main target. All right. All right, family. I hope you all was able to pull something from this. And whatever I gave, I'm just kind of sure that, because sometimes you have to speak in such a way where you're not just openly kind of joining the chorus of those individuals that's just outright just reckless with their words. You understand what I'm saying? Because we do have to keep in mind as we speak, those words from that individual may offended us, but we can't turn around and be the devil and the demon that we're trying to destroy. I'm going to say that again in English. We can't be the demon that we're trying to destroy. All right? But we ain't going to be no bootlicking, coon ass, Uncle Tom ass Negro either. Be very mindful of that. That's not going to happen. Especially on Griff's watch. Anyway, salute. Love y'all to life. All right? And who said we Audi 5Gs? Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Professor Griff. I am out, family. Well, let me play this commercial saying thank you, and then I'm gone. Greetings, family. This is Professor Griff. I want to take this moment to thank everyone for supporting me in my efforts to raise the vibratory pitch of your thinking into your higher self. Thank you very much in my efforts right here on Serious Minds RNTV and on the masses. All power to all the people. Thank you very much. If you would like to continue supporting, and if you are a new listener, please support by giving your donations right here on my Cash App, Professor Griff, and or go to www.professorgriff.me. Thank you very much. Peace. All power, all the people. All right, I do have an announcement to make. I forgot. It slipped my mind. Tonight, we're supposed to be Writers Row at 9 o'clock. We will not be having Writers Row tonight. If you know any authors that have any literary work that's out and published, have them contact me. All right, writers must be writing, because all of the writers, 6 to be exact, 1 responded. All right, listen, writers, I'm trying to celebrate you and highlight your work. Hit your brother, Professor Griff, up, 678-557-2919. And to the person that sent me the message asking me to join them for dinner, absolutely not. I am a married man, damn near 3 times over. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? This is my 3rd marriage, damn near. I'm just saying, no, we will not be doing that. Thank you very much. All right, I hear you, but no, thank you. I'm absolutely fine in this space that I'm in. Trust me, I am fine in this space that I am. Y'all don't even know. I am fine in this space that I am in. All right. Anyway. Anyway, I'm honored. I'm flattered, but thanks, but no thank you. Really appreciate you. Anyway, thank you very much. If I'm going to put at the bottom of the screen, if you would like to order the Serious Minds Brain Tonic and the Resurrection Formula, I'm going to put the link at the bottom of the screen, and it should be coming across the bottom of the screen right now. Go to www.devitribewellness.com. www.devitribewellness.com. If your man, your dude, your boyfriend, your lover, whomever is having those issues, tell him to call Professor Griff. I'll keep it between me and him. But he needs a resurrection formula. All right? If you have an ex that's trying to come back in your life, but he just kind of like want to double back, and he hasn't purchased Professor Griff Resurrection's formula, he might need to get this. If you have people approaching you at the gym or at the club or in the parking lot or wherever, or at Kroger's, Publix, Whole Foods, Wally World, Targets, wherever, you shouldn't be in a place anyway, but I'm just saying to you, you might need to purchase some resurrection formula. All right? Help dude out. I'm going to help you help your dude out. Thank you very much. So get the resurrection formula at www.devitribewellness.com. All right. And of course, if you're having brain fog issues and you go to the damn store and you forget the keys and walk out the house and leave the keys, then you might need you might need some brain tonic. If you go all the way to the store and you end up in aisle 13, all right, and you forgot what you went to the store for, you might need some brain tonic. You follow what I'm saying? Anyway, support the platform, support the cause. Go to www.devitribewellness.com. And if you're a trucker and you're not watching this, but you're listening, my phone number is 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919. And or you could go to www.professorgriff.me. All right, family, stay healthy. All right, stay grounded, stay focused, stay clear. All right, and by all means, continue to be your beautiful black self. I wanted to say something else, but yeah. I love y'all to life. I'm out of here. All right, peace. Hold on. Let me play this outro so I can get out of here. Peace, family. All right, to everyone that's still on,